Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Tom or Gummy, and today we are back with another statue tutorial. Today we are continuing the Star Wars franchise in the form of the Stormtrooper. So we are doing the Stormtroopers from the Force Awakens, the newer versions of the film that just recently came out in December. So hopefully you do enjoy, and again this was designed by myself and Lazar focusing on the body and myself on the head. So it's turned out a pretty decent design, and it turned out pretty detailed compared to what I thought it would. Originally I thought it'd just be solid white, but Lazar's managed to do a great job adding as much detail as possible, so hopefully you do enjoy, and if you do, definitely consider leaving a like and subscribing down below. In terms of a plushie, JaridGaming is currently doing the Star Wars plushies on his channel, so I'll leave a link to that in the description, as well as a link to the video if that's already live. If not, again, just check out the link on his channel and subscribe and stay updated for when he does post it. But again, hopefully you do enjoy, and it shouldn't be too difficult of a tutorial, so I'll see you there. Okay guys, so the blocks you need to build this tutorial are the following. You'll need black wool, block of quartz, white wool, light grey wool, cyan stained clay, and if you are building the Stormtrooper, you'll need quartz slab and block of coal, and if you're building Finn dressed as a Stormtrooper, you'll need spruce, brown stained clay, and also spruce planks. You also need a map because that just makes your life a lot easier, so that definitely helps. And yeah, let's get straight on into building. So what we're going to start by doing is building the legs, which happen to be 12 tall and 8 wide, so we're going to do 12 layers of 8. So the first layer is 8 black wool, 6, 7, 8, as you can see right there. The next layer is 8 block of quartz, and that's the same for the third layer as well, so that's 2 layers of solid quartz. So right now it should be 3 layers tall, 8 blocks wide. The next layer is 1 quartz, 2 black wool, 2 quartz, 2 black wool, 1 quartz. Next layer, 1 black wool, 2 quartz, 2 black wool, 2 quartz, 1 black wool. The next layer is 1 quartz, 2 black wool, 2 quartz, 2 black wool, 1 quartz. So far should be 6 blocks tall. The 7th and 8th layer is solid quartz, so just 8 quartz each row. And so far it's pretty simple, so shouldn't be too difficult at the moment. The next row is 2 quartz, 1 light grey, 2 black wool, 1 light grey, 2 quartz. And we're starting to make like the little V shape here for the joints in his legs. The next row is 1 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 black wool, 2 light grey, 1 black wool, 1 light grey, 1 quartz. The second to last row, the 11th row, is 1 light grey, 1 black wool, 1 light grey, 2 quartz, light grey, black wool, light grey. And the 12th and final layer for the legs is 1 black wool, 6 quartz, and 1 black wool. And once you've done that, it will look something like this, and as you can see, that is his legs so far. So just to prove to you that it is 12 tall, as you can see on my map right now, the floor is Y level 5, and the top of this should be Y17. There you go, Y17. So that is 12 blocks tall and 8 blocks wide, and if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And just reflecting on it, something this reminds me of is like an angry eyebrow and then someone wearing glasses. But it's meant to represent his knee pads or knee guards, and also the joints in his legs. Okay, so again, feel free to pause, and with that said, we can now move on to the body. So the body is a tad bit harder. It has a lot more detail and a lot more different colours, so I'm going to go relatively slow for this part, but in general it shouldn't be too bad compared to some of the statues we've built in the past. So anyways, what we're going to start off by doing is placing 1 white wool on either side, and then from that on the left side we're going to place 1 cyan, 1 light grey, and 2 white wool. So again, just to recap that's 1 cyan, 1 light grey, 2 white wool. Going towards the left, and on the right side we do the exact same mirrored, so 1 cyan, 1 light grey, 2 white wool. Okay, so essentially what we're doing there is marking out where the hands go, and the reason why we're doing that is because we don't want to have to come back later and establish where the hands start. It's easier to just mark it out at the beginning, and then we can come back later on and worry about that then. Anyways, we're not going to worry about the arms now, we'll get back to that later on in the video, but for now we're going to work on the body. So, for the body, we're going to continue where we left off with these 2 white wools. So, essentially we're going to place 6 white wool in between the 2 that we've already placed. The next row is 1 quartz, 1 white wool, 1 quartz, white wool, quartz, white wool, 2 quartz. Now you might find it difficult to see on the video, and it's difficult in game to actually see as well, the difference between the blocks. The reason why we've done this is purely so it adds more texture, because if you make the whole thing quartz or make the whole thing white wool, it just makes it look really dull, really continuous, really boring, and just adding small bits of detail and texture really add to it and really make it look unique, different, and just really, really cool. So yeah, that's the reason why we're going with the whole quartz and white wool theme. You could alternatively use snow, you could use iron blocks, you could potentially use the other variants of quartz, but in general, white wool and quartz is probably the safest bet, because they have the least texture on. So as you can see, snow has a very pixelated texture, and iron has a very distinguished outline, which is why we're using quartz and white wool. It's not so much textured. The white wool has a bit of texture, but it's nothing too bad. Okay, so anyways, moving on. The next row is the exact same. So quartz, white wool, quartz, white wool, quartz, white wool, 2 quartz. Again, hopefully you can see easy enough what is quartz and what's white wool. The next row is 1 grey wool. I forgot about that. You need grey wool. That was a mistake there. Apologies for that. So 1 grey wool, 2 quartz, 1 white wool, 2 quartz, 1 white wool, and 1 grey wool. The next row is 1 quartz, 1 cyan stained clay, 1 grey wool, 2 quartz, 1 grey wool, 1 cyan stained clay, 1 quartz. The next row is 3 quartz, 2 grey wool, 3 quartz. So far, we're 6 blocks into the body, so halfway through. If you want to pause so far, you are more than welcome to do so. The next row is 1 white wool, 6 quartz, 1 white wool. The 8th row is 2 white wool, 1 light grey, 2 white wool, 1 light grey, 2 white wool. The 9th row is 1 white wool, 2 quartz, 2 light grey, 2 quartz, 1 white wool. The 10th row is actually very easy, it's just simply 8 quartz. Again, if you want to take your time, pause, you are more than welcome. The 11th row, second to last row, is 1 cyan stained clay, 2 quartz, 2 light grey, 2 quartz, 1 cyan. And then the 12th and final row is 1 black wool, 1 white wool, 1 light grey wool, 2 black wool, 1 light grey wool, 1 white wool, and 1 black wool. Okie dokie, so once you've done that, you have built the body. And again, just to prove that the body is 12 tall, you can see here in this occasion the floor is Y5. Yours might be slightly different, so definitely check. The top of this should be Y29. As you can see, Y29, there we go. So the body, 12 tall, 8 wide. The legs, 12 tall, 8 wide. In total should be 24 tall, 8 wide, and should look like this. Again, it's kind of difficult to distinguish where the white wool is and where the quartz is. The way I did it originally, when I was building the template, is to make the white wool or the quartz a different, a significantly different color, like emerald. If you're building this as a template and gonna repeat it, and it just makes it easier. But if you're building it just for the one-off, then definitely just stick to the white and quartz, because of course then otherwise you're gonna have to rebuild it. So, anyways, with that said, we can now move on to the arms. So, hopefully you're not finding it too difficult at the moment, and you shouldn't be now, because that was probably one of the harder parts of the video. So the left arm we're going to start on first, and we're going to build left to right and work our way up. So the arm is 12 tall, 4 wide, and essentially we've got the first layer here, so we're building 11 layers of 4 on top of that. So again, starting from left to right, the second row is 1 white wool, 1 cyan stained clay, 2 black wool. The third layer is 2 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 cyan. Fourth layer is 4 light grey. The fifth layer is 3 quartz, 1 white wool. 6th layer is 3 quartz, 1 white wool. The 7th layer is 4 white wool. The 8th layer is 4 black wool. The 9th layer is 2 white wool, 2 black wool. The 10th layer is 2 quartz, 1 white wool, 1 black wool. The 11th layer is 3 quartz, 1 white wool. And the 12th and final layer is again 3 quartz, 1 white wool. So the exact same. And that makes a 12x4 rectangle. So, again, that's what it should look like. And the other arm, I guess in a positive way, is the exact same. So if you want to, you are more than welcome to build a head, just essentially mirror it so it's facing the other way, and copy it onto the right side of the body to build the right arm. But I am going to walk you guys through it nevertheless, just in case you want me to. So for the right arm, what we're going to do, again building from left to right, the first layer goes cyan, light grey, 2 white wool. The second layer is 2 black wool, 1 cyan, 1 white. The next row is 1 cyan, 1 light grey, 2 quartz. The 4th row is 4 light grey. The 5th row is 1 white wool, 3 quartz. And the 6th row is the exact same, 1 white wool, 3 quartz. The 7th row is 4 white wool. The 8th row is 4 black wool. The 9th row is 2 black wool, 2 white wool. The 10th row is 1 black wool, 1 white wool, 2 quartz. The 11th row is 1 white wool, 3 quartz, and then the 12th row is the exact same. Again, this is what it should be looking like so far. Let me get rid of my arm and give you guys like the perfect opportunity, because I know a lot of you like having some extra time. You like to take it slow, and you are more than welcome to do so, because it's always easier to get it right the first time than speed ahead and get it wrong 5 times. It just takes longer. So again, that's the front of the body and the front of the arms. In total, it's 16 wide and 12 blocks tall. And then the legs, of course, which is 12 by 8. Okay, so now what we're going to do is start working on the sides of the arms and the legs, making this 3D. So right now, we've got a nice 2D pixel art of a Stormtrooper costume. Now what we're going to do is make that 3D. So what we're going to start by doing is going to the bottom left corner and coming around to the side and extending it backwards 1, 2, 3 using black wool. Now essentially for the sides it's just a case of matching up whatever block is there, if I can pronounce my words properly, at the side here. And the side of the legs are 12 by 4, but of course we've already got this row here, so we're only placing 3 blocks on each row. So in this case, the first row is black wool, so 3 black wool. The second, third and fourth row is quartz. The 5th row is black wool. The 6th to 9th row is, or 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th row, should I say, is quartz. The 11th row is light grey. And the 12th and final row is black wool. So it's as simple as that. Very plain, very simple. But it needs to be because we don't want to overcompensate with detail when it's just not needed. So the right side is the exact same. We just come around to this side, extend it backwards 3 using black wool. The first, or should I say second to 4th row is quartz. The 5th row, black wool. 6th to 10th row is quartz. And then 11th row, light grey. 12th row, black wool. Again, shouldn't take too long, hence why I'm kind of rushing through it a tiny bit. It's not too difficult in reality, but if you want to pause, again, feel free. Okay, so for the sides of the arms, slightly more complicated. I lied, it's not. So what we're going to do is come around to the back of the statue, and we're going to come in line with the bottom of the hands here. Now, whichever block is at the front here, we're going to drag backwards 3 blocks. So in this case, it's cyan, 1, 2, 3. Light grey, 1, 2, 3. White wool, 1, 2, 3. White wool, 1, 2, 3. Now, if you come down below, underneath, you'll see that it's a 4x4 square. We got a row of cyan, row of light grey, 2 rows of white wool. And we're going to do the exact same for the other hand. So we come over here, cyan, 1, 2, 3. Light grey, 1, 2, 3. White wool, 1, 2, 3. White wool, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And then again, come down below, 4x4 square. row of cyan, row of light grey, 2 rows of white wool. Perfect. So coming around to the left side of the left arm, what we're going to do again is simply just matching it up. This is where I mean it's not too difficult. So essentially again it's 4 wide, 12 tall. Each row is we're only placing 3 blocks because we've already got one here. So first row white wool, second row white wool, third row quartz, fourth row light grey, fifth and sixth row quartz, seventh row white wool, eighth row black wool, ninth row white wool, and then 10th, 11th and 12th row is quartz. So again, just matching up with whatever you've got here. Shouldn't need me to explain it, it's just matching, and that's pretty simple. Again, 12x4 rectangle, and this would be a very good opportunity to pause if you feel the need to do so. Anyways, with that said, we can now move around to the right side, and again, it's just replicating what we've already done, so if you want to speed ahead, then feel free. So the first and second row is white wool, third row quartz, fourth row light grey, fifth and sixth row is quartz, seventh row white wool, eighth row black wool, ninth row white wool, and then 10th, 11th, 12th is quartz. Okay, so again, that's the right side of the arm and the right side of the leg. The other side is the exact same, so nothing too difficult. Okay, so now we have a Stormtrooper looking 3D thingy-mabob. But if you come around to the back of the statue, you'll notice there is one problem. It's missing the back of his legs, and he's missing the back of his body / arms. His big old hole in the back, which is not ideal. So what we're going to do is start working on filling that in. So we're going to come to the bottom of the legs, and we're going to work our way up layer by layer. Again, the legs are 12 tall, 8 wide, but we've already placed 1 block on either side, so we're only placing 6 on each row. So the first row is 6 black wool. The second and third row is quartz. The fourth row is 2 black wool, 2 quartz, 2 black wool. The next row is 6 black wool. The next 3 rows is quartz. So it should be looking like this so far. That kind of reminds me of sunglasses and like almost like a beard. I don't know. You could put a nose there and you'd have a face. I'm getting distracted. The next row is 1 quartz, 1 light grey, 2 black wool, 1 light grey, 1 quartz. The next row is 1 light grey, 1 black wool, 2 light grey, 1 black wool, 1 light grey. The next row is 1 black wool, 1 light grey, 2 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 black wool. And the final row for now is 6 quartz. Once you've done that, that is a 12x8 rectangle. That's the back of the legs. If you want to pause, you know what to do. And now we can move on to the back. Okay, so what we're going to start off by doing is going to the bottom left corner. And on top of this black wall here, we're going to place a row of 8 black. Now essentially this links the right hand and the left hand together and also caps off the legs and kind of brings us into the body. So, for the second row, what we're going to do is place 2 white wool, 4 quartz, 2 white wool. The second row, or should I say third row, or second row of white should I say, is 2 white wool, 1 quartz, 2 black wool, 1 quartz, 2 white wool. The next row is 1 grey wool, 1 white wool, 4 quartz, 1 white wool, 1 grey wool. The next row is 1 quartz, 1 cyan, 1 grey, 2 quartz, grey, cyan, quartz. The next row is 3 quartz, 2 grey wool should I say, 3 quartz. And then the next 3 rows is simply 8 quartz. So, once you've done that, you'll have 3 rows left to complete, and they are pretty simple. So the third from last, or the 10th row as it is 1 quartz, 2 black wool, 1 quartz, 1 white wool, quartz, white wool, quartz. The next row happens to be the exact same, so quartz, 2 black, quartz, white, quartz, white, quartz. And then the final row, 12th row, is 8 quartz just to cap it off. So it will look like this, and it's pretty simple. So if you want to pause, you are more than welcome. I know I say that a lot, but I still get a lot of people who complain that I don't give you guys enough opportunity to pause, I go too fast. The way I kind of roll is that I build it, I try and go as slow as I can possibly go, but I don't want the videos being like an hour long, so that's why I go at the speed I do. But I rely on you being able to pause the video right now and catching up to what you can see on your screen right now. So if you're all caught up, then feel free to continue. If not, again, go back, see what's not going too well, and go from there. Again, if you need more personalised support, then definitely comment down below and I'll try and get back to you. But remember, I'm a one-man band, so if I don't reply straight away, it's because I'm probably replying to like 20 other people. But with that said, let's continue with the arms. So let's go over to the back of the right arm, or the left arm in this case. And again, we're going to build from left to right. So the first layer is 2 white wool, 1 light grey, 1 cyan, as you can see right there. The second layer, we're not going to talk about these ones because they're already built. So we do 1 cyan, 2 black wool. The next layer is 1 quartz, 1 light grey, 1 cyan. The next layer is 3 light grey. The next layer is 2 quartz, 1 white wool, and the same with the next layer, so that's 2 rows of 2 quartz, 1 white wool. Next one is 3 white wool. Then we have 3 black wool. Then it's 1 white wool, 2 black wool. Then 1 quartz, 1 white wool, 1 black wool. And then finally, the 2 last rows is 2 quartz, 1 white wool. So you just do that twice, and once you've done that, it will look like this. So again, the other arm is the exact same. It's very, very similar to the front. So we're just going to move on over here and replicate that. Again, if you want to skip ahead, you're more than welcome. So first row, again, cyan, light grey, 2 white wool. Second row is 2 black wool, 1 cyan. The next row is 1 cyan, 1 light grey, 1 quartz. The next row is 3 light grey. The next row is 1 white wool, 2 quartz, and same with the next row, so that's 1 white wool, 2 quartz a second time. Next one is 3 white wool. Then we got 3 black wool. Then we got 2 black wool, 1 white wool. Then 1 black wool, 1 white wool, 1 quartz. And then the final 2 rows again is 1 white wool, 2 quartz, 1 white wool, 2 quartz. Perfect. So once you've done that, it will look complete because it is complete. So one last thing we need to do before we move on is fill in the shoulders. And the way we're going to do this, essentially all we need to do is match up the block. So if it's quartz, you match up quartz. If it's white wool, you match up white wool. Now for this part, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to see it anyways, but I'm just going to fill it in using your quartz blocks. And then this part here is white wool, and then a 2x2 of quartz. So before we move on, I'm going to get rid of my arm, chop it right off, and we're going to have a little fly around and do one last little bit of coverage before we move on to the head. So right now, this is what it should be looking like. This is the legs, again, the front of the legs should I say, which is 12x8. We have got the front of the body, which is 12x8, and the front of the arms, which is 12x4. Again, this is an opportunity to pause if you need. So pause whenever you need to. If not, again, feel free to skip ahead. This is the left side of the leg, which is 12x4, as well as the underneath of the hand, which is 4x4. Moving on up, we have got the left side of the arm, which is, again is 12x4. Coming over to the right side, it's the exact same, 12x4. Bottom of the hand, 4x4. And right side of the arm, 12x4. Moving around to the back side, we've got the back of the legs, which is 12x8. We have got the back of the body, which again is 12x8, and also the back of each arm, which is 12x4. And then we've got the shoulders, which is just quartz and white wool, wherever you really want to place it. As long as it matches up and it looks nice, that is good to go. Pretty much is how it rolls. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the body. And with that said, we can now move on to the head. Okay, so for the head, you'll need the following materials. You'll need block of quartz, black wool, block of coal, light grey wool, and also quartz slabs. So what we're going to do is, starting off on the left side, what we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. And on the fifth block, which happens to be this black wool here, we're going to place 1 quartz and bring it 2 forwards. We're going to go to the right side and do the exact same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this fifth block, which again is the black wool, we're going to place 1 quartz and bring it 2 forwards. We're then going to join the gap together by placing 6 quartz times 2, and once you've done that, it will give you an 8x2 overhang, as you can see right here. Next, what we're going to do is go around to the sides and extend it backwards 5, and this will cause it to overhang the back 2 as well. And just like what we did at the front, we're going to link them together by placing 6 blocks times 2 together. So anyways, once you do that and you come to the aerial view, you'll see you have a 8x8 square like so, and this is going to be the template for the head. So we got the front side, which is the face, left side, right side, and back side. And for now, we're going to focus on the front side, of course, which is the face of the Stormtrooper. So anyways, the first row is just solid quartz, so we got 8 quartz. And this one is going to be slightly different because there is a few indents, and I'll talk about that in a second. So the second row is 1 quartz. We're going to leave a block, 4 quartz, leave 1 block, and 1 quartz. The next row, we're going to leave 1, and we're going to place 1 right there over that gap, and same with this side. And then there'll be a 4 block gap in the middle. And for the third, or should I say fourth row, but the third of where it's got gaps in it, we're going to go up diagonal again and build a bridge of 4 quartz and place 2 in the middle on top like so. So for this black wool, what we're going to do is we're going to indent black wool right there, either side, so 1 block either side, and then we're going to fill this block of 4 in here as well using black wool. If I can place it, there we go. Okay, so next what we do for the eyes, which is what this gap here is, we're going to place 1 black wool right there, and we're going to go up twice. From here, from the middle block, we're going to go to the right one, and up diagonal 1, and in this middle block here, which is empty, we're going to place 1 block of coal. Now, you may think that's to represent an eyeball, and it could be, but purely I added it so it wasn't solid black and had a bit of detail. I only added 1 because otherwise it would be overwhelming. So yeah, it could represent an eyeball, it could not, it's up to you, but again, I just added it purely for detail, and it's just a coincidence. For the other side, we're going to do the exact same. So we're going to place a black wool here, go up twice, and to the right twice, or to the left twice, should I say. Punch out this middle one, replace it with coal, and then place 1 black wool just there. And once you've done that, it will look like this. Next, what we're going to do is on top of this quartz here, we're going to place a row of 4 coal. So this is back to the normal frame of the head. And then to the left, we're going to place 2 black wool, and to the right, we're going to place 2 black wool. Then on top of that, we're going to place 8 quartz, like so. And then on the 8th and final row, we're going to place 1 quartz slab, 6 quartz, and 1 quartz slab. And that is the front of the head. So as you can see, it looks like this. It's 8x8, and it overhangs the front of the body 2 blocks. So essentially, the eyes and the mouth are all set back into the head one, and that's purely so we have like a bit more 3D detail and a bit more interest to it. But I think it looks pretty decent, and again, if you want to change it up a bit, then you're more than welcome to do so. This is just what I'm teaching you to do. So anyways, with that said and done, you can feel free to pause here if you need to do so. And now we're going to move on to the left side of the head. I was about to say the statue. I guess it is the statue, but the head. Okay, so next what we're going to do. We're going to start on the left side, and we're going to place on the second row. The first row is just solid quartz. The second row, we're going to place 1 black wool, and then fill the rest with quartz. So that involves replacing this one here. Just replace it with quartz. The next row is 1 quartz, 1 black wool, 4 quartz, 1 black wool, and then we've got the gap here. The next row is 3 quartz, 2 light grey, 1 quartz, black wool, and then gap. The next row is 6 quartz, 1 black wool, and then gap. The next row is 1 quartz, and then the rest is just black wool. So linking back to the front, and it makes kind of like this T shape. The next row is 1 quartz, 3 black wool, 3 quartz, and then the final row is 1 quartz slab, and then 6 quartz. And as you can see, the reason why I put quartz slabs in the corners is because the heads are like very circular. We're working in Minecraft here, so we can't put like curved edges. And I originally was going to use stairs, but the issue is it kind of like glitches out if you put them in corners. It only goes one way. So I'm having to use slabs, and it gives it a bit more of like a curved shape. Theoretically, you could also use upside down slabs in the bottom corners, and that would give you a bit more shape. But again, I'm just using the full blocks there because it's only really the top I want to emphasize that it's round. So anyways, with that said, that is the left side. We're going to add one tiny bit of 3D detail, and then that's done. So we go to the bottom left corner and to the second block, and we're going to place a row of 5 quartz blocks, and on top of that we're going to place another row of 5 quartz blocks. And again, that's just like the pads that come out the side of the head, like the blocks, and it's again just a bit of extra detail. So again, that is the left side of the head, and the right side of the head is pretty much the exact same, but I'm going to talk you guys through it nevertheless. So coming around to the right side, we're going to start off going left to right this time. So the first row again is solid quartz, and the second row is quartz, and then the final block on the end of the row is black wool. The next row is 1 black wool, 4 quartz, 1 black wool, 1 quartz. Next row is 1 quartz, 2 light grey, 3 quartz. Next row is 6 quartz. Next row is 6 black wool, 1 quartz. Next row is 3 quartz, 3 black wool, 1 quartz, and then the final row is 6 quartz and 1 quartz slab. Again, it will look like this, and we're going to add the 3D detail at the side. So we come to the shoulder here, and we place 5 in a row, like so, and there should be a 1 block gap on the right side, 2 block gap on the left side, and we build a second layer on top, and that is the 3D effect. Okay, so next what we do is we come around to the back side of the head, and we're doing the rear of the head. We're going to come on to the first row to 2 middle blocks, so we leave a 3 block gap either side, and we're going to replace that with black wool. And then the second row is solid black wool. For the rest of the back, which is the remaining 6 rows, is just solid quartz blocks, so we're just going to build up solid, so no detail. Again, I'm trying to like kind of reduce the detail on the sides like this. I have tried to add as much detail on these sides by adding the grey wool and the black, but for the back and the top I think it's just best to keep it simple, because otherwise again you're overcomplicating it and making it look a bit like cramped and a bit too like busy. Okay, so as you can see, that is the back side of the statue, or back side of the head, and it's an 8x8 square. Again, in each top left corner and top right there is a quartz slab to try and make it a bit more round. And for the top of the head, you can just simply fill it in using quartz. Alternatively, you could use quartz slabs on top of this, what I'm doing here, to give it a bit more of a round feel. But for now, I'm just going to fill it in here using the quartz blocks. And once you've done that, you have built your Stormtrooper head. So with that said and done, I'm going to quickly get rid of my arm and chop it right off and do a 360 tour of the head. And then we'll call this tutorial a day. So again, the head is 8x8x8, so it's a cube. This is the front side with the eyes and mouth set back 1 into the head. Coming around to the left side, we got this part, and then we got the 3D effect at the bottom. Coming around to the back side, we've got simply just the black stripe at the bottom. And then the right side, again the exact same as the left side, bit of detail plus the 3D effect. Okie dokie, so that is it. Hopefully you did enjoy, and if you do have any questions, then let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try and help you out as much as possible. But yeah, again, hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, subscribing down below, and also leaving a nice comment, letting me know any improvements and feedback, as well as what you liked, what you disliked. And yeah, again, definitely check out the other videos in the playlist. I'll leave a link to that in the description, as well as Jared's plushie version of this. So again, hopefully you did enjoy, and again, until next time, I've been Tom or Gummy, and goodbye.
Pull my heart out of my chest, train my mind so I forget. Sink your teeth into my bones, dig me out, then fill the hole. Tear me apart, and watch it burn. Tear me apart, and watch it burn. All that's left is a window to my soul. Come and get it.